Hello again, everyone. If by chance this is the first financial statements video you have stumbled upon, please do not miss a chance to check out the two videos we made before. Balance sheet and budget to actuals, I think will really help contextualize this discussion we're having today about accounts receivable. So we did dig into this a little bit more before on the balance sheet, reflects your accounts receivable, right? But accounts receivable is really, if we're using accrual basis accounting, we book all of our income the day we have earned it on the first of the month in the case of lot rent. Um, and so everything looks amazing on our balance sheet. On our income statement. Woohoo, we booked all our lot rent. Things must be going great, right? But until we have a look at our accounts receivable, we don't know what we're bringing in actual cash with regards to that. So that's why this document is so important. I should also note briefly, accounts receivable information is confidential, should only be discussed by the board in specifics in executive session. All your members are entitled to that confidentiality. So decisions about it can be made outside of executive session, but without naming any names. So the information about who is on this document is anonymous, is confidential, I should say. And you can see it's called the AR aging summary, right? And that's because these different columns tell us basically how old is this debt that folks owe us. And that's important because generally speaking, the older it is, the less likely it is you're going to get it back, and the more likely it is that you're going to want to engage in some proceedings to do something about it, right? So you're going to want to ask your property manager what's going on with that. So you see I've used this light blue arrow to point to Unit 5, right? Because I note just in looking at it, at that statement, that they've got some pretty old debt, right? They've got $355 they owe us, happy-go-lucky co-op, over 90 days old. So I could ask my property manager, what are we doing to get this money back? Are we adhering to our past due rent collection policy? If you don't have a past due rent collection policy, maybe it would be helpful to have one in place so that your property manager can know the steps automatically that you would like to go through without having to ask you every time. And you can see down here this cutoff blue arrow down at the bottom, 2183.26. That should be our total owed to us, right? That's what that is telling us. But wait, you see that red arrow up at the top pointing to that Unit 1, negative 40. Well, what's negative accounts receivable? Well, normally that refers to folks who have paid in advance, right? Some people do that, or they pay extra any given month, right? This person below them, Unit 2, paid an extra $3.44. Don't know what that could be about, but sometimes folks pay ahead of time. So what that is doing in actuality is skewing our understanding of how much money is owed to us, right? Because it's subtracting out the prepayments, which are in essence a negative asset because you haven't yet done what you need to do to earn that money, which is to say they've paid you lot rent that they don't owe you yet. So it's skewing that number though, so it's not giving you an overall understanding of your accounts receivable, how high it truly is, right? So you're going to want to talk to your property manager about that, and you're going to want to get a document that looks a lot more like this one. Same exact month, same exact co-op. All we did was take out all the negatives, right? So that's going to give us a really clear picture of how much money is owed to us. So you can see, especially this 1 to 30 column, that's days old, right? 1 to 30 days old is going to basically tell us who didn't pay us in the month of December and how much do they owe us. And that's important because you can pretty much subtract that amount in your cash on hand from the amount that you booked over in your income line, your lot rent income line, back on the budget to actuals. So this is going to help you see how are we actually doing, what money are we bringing in. If this number of accounts receivable continues to climb, that's going to be a real problem for you. So you want to keep a close eye on your accounts receivable, and you want to be asking your property manager, what are we doing about these people, especially Unit 5, who owes us some pretty old outstanding debt, upwards of $1,000. Um, you know, have we sent them a letter? Have we sent them a demand letter? Are they being referred to the attorney for eviction, right? These are all appropriate questions to ask, that'll keep your accounts receivable from going up, up, up like that. So that is accounts receivable. An overview of your AR aging summary is what that's referred to as. I hope that helps a bit. Thank you so much for your time once again, and I've enjoyed speaking with you.